to fight on the landing ground.
Thank you for joining us. You are listening to A Radio, and this is the Morning Moment. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. This piece I love. I'm always looking for pieces that describe so well the actual failings of socialism. This is one of those pieces. It's from Fox and Friends, January 11th, 2019. Links on my site. Take a listen. Enough said.
Meanwhile, Democrats like Bernie Sanders point to other countries as a model.
Resemble what we see in the UK, in Norway, in Finland, in Sweden.
When I talk about democratic socialism, I'm not looking at Venezuela. I'm not looking at Cuba. I'm looking at countries like Denmark and Sweden.
All right, here we go. A new op-ed in the Wall Street Journal says Sweden's experiment with socialism was disastrous and should serve as a lesson for the U.S. in mistakes not to make. Here with us to talk about it is Michael Knowles, host of the Michael Knowles Show. Michael, it seems so great over there. Is it not? Let's go into the numbers a little bit. Are the Swedes not happy?
Well, they're pretty happy now after decades of economic deregulation. There are two pretty scary numbers. One is the majority of American millennials now identify as socialists. That's the bad news. The good news is that only 32% of them can define what socialism is, which I think makes Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez the voice of her very ignorant generation. All of those countries, Sweden, the Nordic countries, Iceland, Denmark, they have more free, more liberal economies than the United States. This seems counterintuitive because they had everything going for them to make socialism work. They had a homogenous population, free national defense, thank you United States, free medical innovation, thank you United States, and it still failed there. Over the past few decades, you've seen in Sweden privatization of pension and social security programs. In Sweden, school choice. None of these countries has 100% Medicare for all programs. The list goes on and on. If that is what Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is talking about with her policy proposals, privatization, freeing up the economy, then sign me up. That sounds great, but that's not what socialism is. Socialism is an economic disease. It is the product of envy, and it is the product of ignorance, and unfortunately we've got a lot of that going around in our politics today.
You can find more at aradio.wordpress.com, where you can find links to us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Gab and email. You can now find us on Spotify. Just go to the podcast section and type Canadian Politics with a Twist and you'll find us. We are continuing to reach out to you, so please pass on the links. Please click on the follow button on Spreaker.com. You can listen to all my morning moments at Spreaker.com under A Radio, that's EHRADIO, A Radio, and please click on the like button. And you can find all my podcasts and morning moments at aradio.wordpress.com and click on the Morning Moments tab.